She's performed on stages in London, Australia, and throughout the United States, but now she's making her film debut opposite one of the biggest names in Hollywood. The one and only Tom Hanks.
My buddy Tom Hanks.
Not your buddy.
I know. She plays the role of Margy in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, a movie that I am so looking forward to. Here's Carmen Cusack. Nice to have you here, Carmen.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
What's the role you play in this film?
Well, you said it, Margy.
Yeah.
She's a gal that was like the show manager, producer of the Mr. Rogers show back in the day.
Did you watch Mr. Rogers as a kid?
Oh my God, I grew up with Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Like he was like, in a sense, my dad. You know, I come home from school and my grandma and grandpa, my parent, I spent a lot of time at grandma and grandpa's
Sure,
house.
of course.
And my mom was a real young mother when I was, when I was growing up. And so grandma and grandpa, and I'd just come home and turn on the telly and there would be Mr. Rogers. And I, that was my uncle, that was my dad, that was just all these, these
He was so
men,
gentle and so peaceful and quiet just calm, right?
Yes, and I still think that, there's so much constant, serving our ADD. Mm-hmm. But Mr. Rogers just had this calming presence that I think is missing.
It absolutely is.
know?
And when you got the call saying you got the role in this film, what was that like for you, that moment?
Incredible. I couldn't believe it. I'd originally auditioned for another role, and then they called me back for it, and then, of course I couldn't go to New York for the callback, so they wanted to do a Skype callback for me, and at the time I was teching for another show. And I had to do full makeup. It was 1920s makeup, so I had lashes up here, lashes down here, and then I had to do a Skype, audition.
Oh, how funny.
You're for Mr. Rogers, for the Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers part. I was like, oh my God! But I couldn't. This is what I had to go with, and so luckily they took me, and they thought, you know what? We see her in this other role, and this other role was basically working with Mr. Tom Hanks, and I grew up on him too. So
it's interesting to me that because we work mostly in news. Lisa and I worked in news, and producers are tough. They're timekeepers. They want to keep you on task. They work, and they're really all about that.
Yeah.
Is that the way? I mean, not to give away too much about the movie. Is that
not consistent with my personality whatsoever?
But is that the role? Was Mr. Rogers' producer like that?
Yeah. I mean, and if you met her in real life, and which is so crazy, her name is Margy Whitmer. Now, Whitmer is my dad's last name.
No, you're kidding. Wow.
No
Crazy.
kidding.
I didn't grow up with Whitmer because, anyway, complications, but that's my family name as well. And so that's so crazy that here's this woman, she has the same last name that, I'm affiliated with. And then I got to meet her and I just thought, oh my God, I totally get why. Because the way some of her cadences and how she spoke were kind of cool, but also very stern. You would not want to get on the wrong side of her.
There's a photo we just showed, and hopefully we could show it again, of you with Tom Hanks on the set.
Yeah.
Tell me what that moment was like. Tell me what it's like to work with him.
Oh, God. Well, the first day on set, as soon as I found out I got the job, they sent me the script and I read it, and all the way to the end. And in the script, I don't know if they're going to keep it this way because I haven't seen the movie yet, but on the last line I have. And it's quite a long line. I'm like, oh my God, I get to close. The last person saying anything in this film is me.
Wow.
And it's my first film, and so I was a little bit intimidated by that. And of course, the first day I get on set, they want to film that. I don't know if am I saying that?
They do shoot out of order. They never shoot in order.
And
so yeah, it's kind of weird.
Literally, the first thing I do on my first day is, "Hello, Tom. How you doing now?" And that was really talk about just diving into the deep end.
Dive right in.
Yeah.
But he was wonderful. I've heard wonderful things about him.
Everything you love about Tom Hanks on screen is everything he exudes in his being off screen. He's just an absolute delight.
That's awesome.
And do we really capture Mr. Rogers?
Well, even before I saw what he was going to do, I thought, well, I can't imagine anybody else playing this role.
Hello, neighbor.
I
mean,
know.
I watched the trailer. It blew
too.
me away.
Me
I was
too.
like,
Yeah.
holy cow.
I know.
Tom.
Mr. Rogers is back.
That
Wow.
was so
Right.
spooky
Yeah.
to
Right.
then see what he did with it, and because I hold Mr. Rogers very close to my heart.
Yes.
And to then get on the set, which is the original set. We went to Pittsburgh, and we went on the original studio.
Wow.
And I walked onto set, and there was the
train.
the train, and the cat, and the
Just the whole
world,
set.
the
The world, the whole
entire
thing.
world, and then the little Mr. Rogers. You know when they do a mini
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
miniature.
they shoot- yeah, they zoom in.
It
yeah.
was
When
all
he goes with the
there. It was
train.
all there in the studio, and I was just like, I just started.
Wonderful.
I can imagine. I can't wait to see the movie. And I'm sure you're fabulous in it as you are in everything
I
that
can't
you
wait
do.
either. I can't
Yeah.
wait either.
I'm so exciting. Okay, so you are also, I mean, this is your first acting role, but people might know you too from all of your work on Broadway and all of
Yeah.
your wonderful work there. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk all about that.
She was Elphaba in Wicked.
I know.
We'll be right back.